what this world needs, and no, it's not going to be another train because I have way too many of those. It's not going to be an F1 car, nor is it going to be my flying boat. It's going to be a tank. I need a tank. More specifically, I need the Tiger 1 tank that Germany had in World War II. And with the track work mod, I think that is possible. Now, I did build an F1 car with the track work mod, but I have no clue on how to make a tank, so this is going to be a huge learning curve for me. But building this basic tank outline should be a good blueprint for us to start working on. And done. So now that this is a physics entity, it's going to be quite helpful for us because it shows us how much the blocks are affecting the chassis. So I have a bunch of the blocks in the back. You can see that it's now tilting slightly towards the back, so that's going to be helpful for weight distribution later on when we put in the engine and the turret and everything else. But yeah, we got a basic frame now, and I think the first thing we should do is actually work on the engine system. Now, looking at the Wikipedia for the Tiger 1, it apparently used the Maybach petrol engine, but since there are no TFMG petrol engines, I think the engine I'll be using is the diesel engine for this tank. Now, the reason why I want to use the diesel engine, if I look into the ponder menu here, you can see it actually needs air in the form of an air intake, which is going to add a bunch of realism, and plus the real images of the Tiger tank had visible air intake, so that's going to be a design factor as well. And also, if I look into the ponder menu again, you can see that this engine can actually be extended out even more, which allows more fluids to be pumped into the engine block. I think that just increases the amount of stress units the engine creates, but I actually want to try this out because not only adds another layer of realism, but it also complicates the engineering, which is what the Tiger 1 was notorious for, so adding that in Minecraft would be a bit funny to do. So now I just need to figure out how I can get this engine system working in this tank hull with such a small area, but I think it's possible, so I'll see you guys when I'm done with that. So here's what the tank is looking like right now, and yes, I did have to extend it about 2 blocks long just because of this entire transmission system. It took up so much space in the hull, but it does work, so it can go forward, it can go back, and it also can turn, so it does everything a hull needs to do. And another thing is I actually installed a new mod called Create Engine Transmission, and the reason is because all the tutorials I watched use this mod, and I think it has something to do with how the turret interacts with the hull, so I'm going to be using this mod as well. Now, before I get ahead of myself and build up the turret, which is just going to make this build way more complicated than it already is, I'm going to take a quick step back and just make sure this hull looks nice, because right now it's just a skeleton, honestly. So yeah, I'm going to make it look way more aesthetic, and I got some reference images here, so I'll be back to you guys when that's done. Well, here's what the hull looks like now with all the details added in, and it feels like every time I come back to you guys, this tank hull is just getting bigger. Like now it's 5 blocks wide, which does allow me to add neutral steering, so you can see the tank is turning on the spot, which I'm pretty sure the Tiger 1 could do as well. And if you look here, these fans are actually multi-block, so if I come here, you can see that they work the same way as vaults do. If I put them in a 3x3 grid, you get one giant big fan. So I got two 2x2 fans in the back, which is also realistic to the Tiger tank because it had quite big fans in the back to cool down the engine. But enough about me talking about the hull. You guys want to see what the turret's gonna look like, and I really want to see it as well because I feel like the turret's just gonna bring the entire build together, and it's gonna make this tank look super intimidating and cool. So I'm gonna find out a way on how to get a turret system working in here. I did leave a lot of room here, so it should be okay, and I should be able to get it to work.
Bruh.
Yeah, I'm no tank expert, but I know they shouldn't be doing this. Oh, it stopped. Anyway, I got a rough outline on what the hull is going to look like and the barrel as well, and looking at some reference images, this side of the hull and the other side is going to be curved as well, with the commander's cupola going somewhere around here. I still need to hook up the redstone system for the turret, and I think I do have enough space, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But anyway, I'm just going to be working on making this turret look way more polished, and I think honestly that's it done. Obviously get the cannon in there as well, but yeah, I think this is the last significant part, and then once we get the cannon done, we have a working tank. Well, after hours of engineering this turret, which surprisingly is quite hard. I don't know why turrets are so hard to build in Minecraft, but anyway, I got it done. So the hull controls still work the same. You got neutral steering, and you know, everything works normally. And the turret controls, you can turn the turret left, you can turn it right, the gun goes up and down, but most importantly, it does this. Yeah, that's absolutely nasty. However, while building this tank, I've neglected one really important detail, and that is when I tried to build this tank, I thought I could fit a driver and co-driver in the hull and have a crew in the fighting compartment in the turret. But apparently you can't do that in Minecraft, so all the videos I've been seeing is just one dude sitting on top of the turret, controlling the entire tank with a linked controller. So yeah, and basically what I've been doing is I've been using normal link controllers instead of the tweaked controller, which allows me to control everything. So I need to use these cable hubs or controller hubs to control everything, and what that does is it allows me not to use these display links or these redstone links here, which cuts down on how complicated the build is, because you can see if I come into the hull, you can see how many of these links I have around, and it's really hard trying not to get these like to interfere with each other. So by using the drive-by mod, that should solve everything. But also another problem is I have to remove the turret and rebuild this tank from the ground up. Yeah, I should really be watching tutorials before I start building entire tanks without any prior knowledge, but hey, it's a learning curve, alright? So with the turret removed, now I have access to all these driving inputs. So if I grab my drive-by wire cable and this controller hub, I can finally link everything together to my tweak controller. So I've already got accelerate and reverse, as you can see it's lighting up. Now I just need to do the turning and neutral steering, and that's all the controls for the hull. And then I need to rebuild the turret and do the controls for that. And why couldn't I just watch a tutorial? This would have saved me so much time instead of me doing all this jiggery pokery. So now that I got all these driving inputs recalibrated, I can actually show you how much more better it is as compared to the previous version. Now, in the old version, if I wanted to turn, I had to first go forward and then turn. But now I can just press one button and the tank turns on the spot, which is actually quite similar to War Thunder controls, which I'm already familiar with. And also neutral steering, same thing. You can turn on the spot with the press of one button now. So this is gonna make it just makes the build so much more cleaner and simpler. If you remember, this entire section was covered up with display links, and that just took up a bunch of space. But yeah, it's way more flat now, which is gonna give us more space for the turret. So now we need to rebuild the turret, and then we can get the controls for that done as well. And since Tweak Controllers has a bunch of input slots, we don't actually need two different controllers. We can just use one, which is going to be super helpful, since obviously I'm going to be the only one driving this tank, so it's going to be super convenient that I can control the hull and the turret at the same time. So without further ado, let's just get that started, because I want to get this done real quick. And here's what the Tiger tank looks like now, and as you can see, I also have a winter and desert camo, so this tank can be used in all different types of biomes. But if I take my tweak controller, you can see I'm controlling the hull and now also the turret at the same time. So yeah, I actually managed to get it working. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the tank in survival mode. Now this thing, it drives really well and handles the terrain even better. Like, this terrain is really rough and the tank just goes through it like it's nothing. But you know, I've been wanting to do this since the start of the episode, and that is just shoot the cannon. So if I aim it just right at this house, you can actually see how much damage we can do. So I think this should be good. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait. And of course I forgot the most important thing about firing a tank gun, and that is you actually want to make sure there's a round in the chamber. So if we close everything up, let's see this thing go off. So 3, 2, 1. Oh, damn, that was loud. It doesn't do a lot of damage because it's a sabot round, so it pierces through armor, but yeah, that is really loud. And Jesus, this tank actually works. It's honestly so crazy to think how far Minecraft has come, where, you know, you can do things like this. Like, imagine showing this to someone, you know, 13 years ago. Like, they would not, they wouldn't be able to comprehend this. Like, a working tank with a turret and everything. Like, this tank has it all, man. And, you know, for this being my first ever build, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Now, if I'm being honest, there's actually nowhere in my world where I can properly store this tank. Like, I don't have like an army base or anything, but who knows, that could be a future episode, starting an arms race with myself. But yeah, man, this tank is just so cool. I'm gonna be enjoying this for the next like few days or so, because how are you not gonna enjoy this? Like, this thing is just so fun to play around and just shoot things. Oh my god, this tank is amazing. I've said that so many times, but it is true, man. I'm just thinking of all the other things you could build with Valkyrian Skies and Clockwork. Like, just how far could I push this mod without crashing my world? But honestly, guys, I think this is just the perfect place to end the video. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to see more from me, because this is only the beginning, guys. But with that, I'll see you guys next time.
Let's go! 'Cause I'm feeling like I'm running and I'm feeling like I gotta get away, but I know that I don't and I won't ever stop, 'cause you know I gotta win every day.